Hello again, New York, and welcome back to the Gist with Jeff. It's springtime in New York, and not a moment too soon. This winter was so erratic, but now the sun is starting to shine again, and the flowers are in bloom. The market has been moving around, so there are some intriguing numbers to cover. In Manhattan, a few feet can mean the difference between millions of dollars. In the real estate world, you know what they say, location, location, location. Bloomberg mapped out the difference between some of the hottest locations to live, and some numbers may surprise you. Here in Greenwich Village, for example, the price of an average apartment is a bit over $1 million and can turn into $2.2 million as you move towards the neighborhoods of Soho, Little Italy, and Nolita right across Houston Street. One of the differences is that most of the housing stock in the village are traditional cooperatives, including studios and many one-bedroom homes. Whereas in Little Italy and Nolita, there are more condos, and the co-ops in Soho typically are much larger than those in the village. Yay yonder? Okay, I have to say that one of the things that never gets old for me in New York is having a picnic here in Washington Square Park. And hey, spring doesn't have to be all about the outdoors. Take a break from being out in the sun and get into the annual Butterfly Conservatory Show at the American Museum of Natural History, one of my favorite seasonal exhibitions in New York. Here you'll find as many as 500 different species of butterfly in the pavilion. In other real estate news, it looks like sellers are no longer spring chickens. According to CNBC, a lot of sellers are now asking for more realistic asking prices for their properties, which means that it's a good time for buyers to go out and start looking for property. However, in New York City, things are a little different, as contract prices are actually up, not down. Leave it to New York to buck the trend, as usual. Oh, how about that? They forgot to put my last name up there. Does anyone have a ladder? Spring also is a great time to visit one of New York's most remarkable attractions, the High Line, especially for those seeking something a little different from a typical walk in a typical park. In fact, the High Line hosts some terrific garden tours during the spring season, and learn everything there is to know about the more than 500 varieties of plants growing in this unusual and remarkable New York park. Gee, I didn't know that 500 species of plant could exist in any city, let alone New York. In a continuing trend, as inventory continues to be below traditional levels in central and lower Manhattan and downtown Brooklyn, a greater number of buyers are looking in neighborhoods like East Harlem, Bedford-Stuyvesant, Crown Heights, Greenwood Heights, and Bushwick. The same is even true for the Bronx. Well, that's it for our latest episode of The Gist. I hope this spring you take advantage of some of New York's great activities and get out and take advantage of them. And remember, for all your real estate needs, I'd be more than happy to be a resource for you. I'm Jeff Goodman, and I will see you next time. Cut?
You got that?